You know who it is, your boy Blue Rocks, and you know where you are, the Sequence Society. Today on the Sequence Society, we're going to talk about the importance of sound, what is a ghost producer, Steve Stout talks the music biz, and news for all my vinyl lovers. Today on the Sequence Society. Jimmy Iovine of Interscope Records and Dr. Dre of Aftermath Records talk about the partnership with Hewlett-Packard for their line of laptops, the importance of sound, and what makes the computers different. Let's look at this clip on Fusebox TV.
The heart of Beats is to make music feel the way it feels in the recording studio for people, for producers like Dre and Timbaland. What was great about HP is that when we explained to them that, you know, the music is being really crunched and compressed and destroyed through these computers, they jumped at it and they said, look, let's do what we can to make it right.
The computers are totally made so you can feel the way the music is supposed to sound, because most of you aren't hearing it the way it's supposed to sound. That's all it is to it, and you should hear it the way I do.
Now, for those who don't know, Dre did a partnership with Monster Audio to make the great sounding headphones called Beats by Dre. HP, being a computer giant and supporter of music, sound, and video, makes this partnership a good look for customers and industry professionals alike. If you remember in my previous episode of the Sequence Society, I talked about the quality of music, and this is proof that I'm not the only one who cares about the great original sound recordings. Sequence Society thanks you, Dre, and Hewlett-Packard for caring about sound quality. Large Professor tells his story of receiving his first sampler, an EMU SP1200, and passing along his first beat to Marley Marl, which was used by Intelligent Hoodlum, then going on to work with Kool G Rap and more. I remember when I got my Ensoniq ASR-10 for the first time, I thought I ran the world. My first beat was to King Just from Staten Island for $200.
Blue, wake up!
Oh yeah, the SP1200 was one of the first sampling units used in hip hop. It's been used by the greats, including DJ Premier and others. Let's watch this clip.
And what happened was right before, like I think it was around my birthday time or whatever, and you know, I went in like, I'm like, yo, I know she ain't gonna do it, but I'm gonna ask anyway. I was like, yo, Mom, can you buy me an SP1200? You know, she was sitting there and shit. I'm like, yo, I gave it a try. Yeah. She said yes. She said yes. I'm like, you know how much, you know, brushed on that. She was like, yo, come on, let's do it. She pulled out like 3 cars to do it or whatever, you know. Still, you know what I'm saying? Kind of out there. Yeah. She did that. Yo, a week or two later is when I got that check from Marley, and I just See what I'm saying? You see?
Queensbred producer Large Professor is responsible for hits with Kool G Rap, Nas, and others. Please send me a pic and a story of your first piece of equipment and the story behind it to the sequencesociety@gmail.com. Unfortunately, the breaking news of the day is that all Fat Beats retail locations, which consist of New York and LA, will close on September 4th and 18th respectively. Over the years, Fat Beats has cultivated a reputation for being the center of the universe for hip-hop vinyl and in-store performances. While the store will continue to maintain an online presence, the physical locations will be missed by us at the Sequence Society. Boy, I remember when I got my first 5 crates of records. I dug in the crates for 3 years before I came up for air. And for those who know, Blue Rocks knows I still use vinyl to this very day to make hits for you. Where are all my vinyl lovers at? Sequence Society takes you on a journey to explore the views of various collectors who have an extreme passion for vinyl, whether it's for the cover, sound, or the ability to physically manipulate the beautifully made disc. Passionate music lovers will always feel the need to dig deep and endlessly pursue these analog wonders. Let's watch it here on The Sequence Society.
From SP to Casio, your chance ain't deaf, you ain't fresh, you so.
Fasten your seatbelts. Are you ready? Well, let's go.
Yeah, man, records. Records are drugs. They're addictive. If I got 100 quid, I go to town, I'll buy records more than I'd buy a pair of jeans or shoes, you know? I think I'm doing my part as much as I can to try and, you know, prolong the longevity of vinyl. I just think it literally is how music should be heard, because it's a physical thing with an album. It's like you have to stand up and get your record player to turn your record over after 20 minutes, so you're physically interacting. You know, a needle has to go in a groove. I've seen 40-year-old women, they don't look as good as these records.
What is a ghost producer? If you've ever heard of a ghostwriter, which is someone that writes a song as an anonymous person, ghost producers make beats and let other producers take claim for making it. It can be lucrative, but only if the producer that's ghost producing doesn't care for fame. Today, I'm gonna let you see producer Jake One, a mostly unknown master of the crates, talk about it on The Sequence Society.
The first joint you ever made and your first joint you ever got a placement for, we gonna get in your pockets. How much did you make?
I think for
Your
that,
first joint,
I think
your
for
first
that
joint.
song, I might have got like $200 or something.
$200? $200?
That was bread to me back then.
So at that point, you was like, "This is lucrative."
Yeah, I mean, I was happy about that, man. I had a job that was making like $150 every 2 weeks. So $200 just something I wanted to do. That was great.
It was good.
So when did you stop working? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Stop working
I'm actually gonna do beats from here on.
I didn't stop working until 2006.
All
So
right.
I did platinum records and shit like that.
It was still working.
Yeah.
Where'd you work at?
I was working at the courthouse. I was like getting people their divorce papers.
And then asking like, "Yo, you need a beat?"
When I was working, you know, a couple big records came out, and they actually put me in the Scratch magazine.
For my infotainment section, I have a clip of Steve Stout speaking on the music biz. For those who don't know, Steve Stout is a top music exec in the music industry, and he gives the rundown on the music biz, what's going on with the industry and its artists. Most people don't know about Steve Stout until Sean Puffy Combs hit him over the head with a champagne bottle. But he's very instrumental in the careers of some of your favorite artists. Check it out right here on The Sequence Society.
With Nas, I just seen a brilliant artist, a guy who knew how to write, who knew how to basically write poems. As you listen to his words and you get into it, you're like, he actually took his words and painted a picture. Now I could see it. And I just felt like if I worked with him, I could take his art and put it on a bigger platform. I'm a fan of the record business. You know, I'm a fan of great artists. I was in the studio recently, and Jay-Z, Puffy's in the studio with him making the record. And I'm like, this is what I mean. The energy is there. It felt like that real feeling. We don't care if this gets on the radio. We don't care if it gets on MTV or whatever. All we care about is that we're gonna make music that's culturally relevant.
Next week on The Sequence Society, we're gonna talk about Andre Harrell, the future of music with headphones and laptops. The Beat That Ass section will feature 2 new producers, and like I always tell you, your comments, your questions, and anything else, please send to thesequencesociety@gmail.com. Thank you for watching The Sequence Society on Fusebox TV. This is Blue Rocks.
Studio.